God damn, holy gamer gunch. Okay. Damn, I even go up the camera if I sit straight. God damn, look at the gunch. Any gunchers? Now, welcome guys. Now in today's video, we're gonna talk about the stage 30. There's a lot of people having trouble about stage 30. Now this is not gonna be a guide because there is so many nuances, so many combinations that combinatorics that I can do, that I can talk about, which is it would take like 3 hours. So I want to just tell you how I did it, the thoughts behind it, the roles that I decided to choose, and you can clear this. Let's do like a disclaimer before you guys go like, actually I cleared in three rounds with my level 2 Leilani. Actually I cleared round 5 with my UFO. Like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? So you can clear however you want. There's people that are struggling, and then this is not a flex, okay? This is not the correct way. This is one way of doing it. The way I did it was to choose a DPS and then boost the hell out of it, and to culminate with a gigantic nuke at the end. I will tell you how to do it, but first, let's check the stage. We are fighting Kyojin Higa, right? So Kyojin Eagle, which is giant eagle in Japanese, if you guys don't know your Japanese culture. I mean, any weebs. Now, she does a lot of damage and she has a lot of HP. Also, the stage makes it so she heals. We'll check that in a second. She heals full HP every turn if you don't kill her. So you need to kill her in one turn. You need to do more than 100,000 damage. It's kind of a gimmick. It's not super hard to do. It's really not. Now, the thing is, at the start, AP+1, at the start of the round, purifies all debuffs from oneself and dispels the enemy's taunt. So you cannot stop her, you cannot stun her. It might look like she's stunned, so you're gonna stun her on your turn, but that doesn't do anything because she will immediately get up on when it's her turn. So stun doesn't work, taunt doesn't work. Also, she has, at the end of the round, grants super sense weakness to a random enemy, which is the fucking right, the sniper mark on you, and after that she's gonna shoot you, and that's a lot of damage. It's gonna be like 4 to 5k. Okay. Now, how to counter this? This is basically what you can do is attack her as much as you can. Every time you attack her, at the start of the round, cast ultimate on all target in super sense weakness state. Once she does that, that's the snipe. Now, every time you attack her, she loses the damage resistance. So the more you attack, the more debuff she gets. She takes more damage from you, and it stacks on every single time you attack her. So if you attack her 4 times in one turn, she's gonna take 4 stacks of that debuff, right? Now, the way I did it was like this. I decided to take it longer than normal, bunker down, hold on my ult, get as many buffs as possible, as cracked as I could on my main DPS. It doesn't have to be Melania, and then culminate with a gigantic ult that has insane stacks. When the enemy, at that point, the enemy is also going to be super it's gonna have like a lot of stacks of debuffs, so ends up doing a lot of damage. Now, that was 567,000. You don't have to do that because that's 5 eagles worth of damage, so you can probably kill it at like round 5 or 6 if you do this. Now, you might not have every character I have, but you don't have to have pickles, right? You can do this with other characters too. We'll go check that in a second. Now, the stage itself says that at the beginning of a round, HP plus max HP plus 100%. So she heals every round, and damage taken plus 10% every time it is attacked. A Fed can stack. So if you attack her 10 times, you deal double damage. You attack her 20 times, you deal triple damage, and so on. You can almost get it to around 11. You can almost get it to the point where she gets almost 300% more damage taken. which would help any character deal a lot of damage. You start dealing like 20, 30k even with medicine pockets, fucking tiny laser, right? Now, the way I did it, which is the bunker and stuff, was by using on the main DPS Leilani and Regulus cards. I don't have, for the life of me, I cannot get the stupid ass Regulus card in Fame tier. Every time I try, I fail. So for me, it's harder to stack. But for you lucky, you that are lucky at that, I see you. I see. Give me a little bit of your luck on the cards. You can do it. I can't. I have Leilani Fame. On Leilani Fame, it's pretty good because it gives you damage dealt plus 4%. The Fed can stack, so you get right. And on Regulus as well, it's the same, but with critical rate and critical damage. It's gonna be 3%, and it's probably also gonna give you, not necessarily, but it might also give you, I don't know what it does, it might also give you plus 20% damage, probably not. But it's going to give you 3%, so it's going to be easier to stack and to get to a point when you just crit with every character. Now, my Melania is not crit. My Melania is attack, and she still has baseline with my resonance and shit. I still have 26%, so I just have to get like 60%, which is like what, 30 stacks of this, and it will get to 86%, which is still high as fuck. Okay, yeah, you can miss, but you can just try again, right? You don't use stamina in the encounter. So I'm using these two. You can use whatever you want, but this is how I made it. You can also do, I don't know, something. I feel like doing this is probably the best because like the other cards are not super tailored towards like a long fight, and most of you won't even have many 6-star characters to use. You can do this with any character. You just have to bunker down. Use these two cards if you can, and hold on your ult, don't do your ult, and use this Vertin card. Now we're gonna check all the Vertin cards and tell you briefly which one I like, which one I don't really like using. They're all good, but some are really, really good. This one is good, but it's not good for this event. Let me move so you can see. This one is good, not good for this encounter, but this is really good, and I used it until 30 because I like you. Basically, this makes it so you can do ult in 3 Moxie. The cap is 3 Moxie, so you just do 3 Moxie and you do the ult again, which is good on Melania, but on that fight you will cap it extremely easily, and that's it, right? And it's not enough to kill the boss. I mean, it is enough, but you will kill it barely at like round 10, so you don't need to do that. You can, but you don't need to. Now, the one that I used was actually this one, was the new old world, which is when it's from the achievements. When a light character has an ultimate but doesn't use it, you have the card and you keep it. After each action and at the end of each round, the next ultimate deals 20% increased damage, and the character gains immunity to Moxie. That's irrelevant. Incantation limit +2 also, which makes it so the card at bottom it's like 2 more, which counters the RNG, so you don't really get as fucked as usual. So you can decide, okay, I have 4 attacks, I have 3 attacks and 1 mitigation, right? So when you want to basically do, that's what I used basically. I used this one. So you basically stack, do as many attacks as you can every turn. When you have to heal, but just do as little heal as possible. That's why I'm using characters that don't really play too much, but they still have a little attacks that you can do to keep the stacks going on the boss. But realistically, you always want to and only want to attack with your main DPS, whoever it is. It can be Melania, it can be Lilia, it can be literally anyone, because with this setup, every character you can probably kill with Leilani as well. Maybe I'll try it on stream. If you wanna come check me memeing on UTTU and try multiple options, come on Twitch TV /Jakazin and go follow there, or maybe on YouTube. I don't know. Maybe I stream on YouTube as well at the same time. So go check if I'm live. If I'm watching this video, go check now. Go. Right? Maybe I'm live. That would be crazy. Imagine if that happens. So basically, what I'm using on the other characters is if you don't have pickles, but if you have pickles, you can use Voyager and Lasers. Tell you what they do in just a second. Now, if you don't have pickles, you can use Necrologist. If you get her to P5 for some reason, that's even better because it's damage dealt plus 15 on 50 on every ally, and she also makes it so some people don't die. I never used her. I know what she does, but I never used her, so I don't know the the ins and outs of the character because I never used her. I know that she makes it so she like purifies as well, I think, right? Yeah, she purifies, like, dispels, and then you do prayer and they don't die, and if they have prayer they get healed and stuff like that. And she also buffs. But damage dealt at P1 is plus 40, so that's still good. Actually, yeah, I was just in case it was from a portrait. So necrologist is a good addition instead of pickles. If you don't have pickles, that's understandable. You can also use Oliver Fog for shielding if you don't want to heal. You can use what is it? You can use Baby Blue if you want to go full debuffs with Melania. If you have like any mental healer. I'm using Sonetto, but you can use Beacon Bloom. You can use Anna Lee. I feel like Beacon Bloom as Sonetto and Baby Blue are the best options, or maybe Diggers if you have Diggers. Because like especially Sonetto, I feel like it's the best option in my case, because Sonetto also has a buff, because this buff also gives you damage taken minus 15, 20, 25, and combined with Medicine Pocket's health, that gives you sturdiness. This is sturdiness gives you damage taken reduction plus 25 damage. So you get like minimum 35, minimum 40, maximum like 50 damage taken, which is pretty good. And a buffer, 2 buffers. That's what I did. I did 2 buffers with a buffer that also gives you some sturdiness and some like protection, and Medicine Pocket that also gives you sturdiness and heals. You can use Balloon Party, but Balloon Party is not going to give you sturdiness besides the Party Balloon that comes from the ult, right? Balloon of Innocence. But you need to be able to do the ult constantly. So what you could do is to use cards that make it so you get more Moxie, which is the Diggers card, but only works once. After that, you run, instead of this, you could run the Moxie limit +2, so you can basically spam the ult with Balloon, but I don't think you need to bunker down that much. You just need a little bit of mitigation. Something that you need to pay attention to is that even though the boss targets one guy and she nukes it, she never targets the same guy in a row. So you have a little bit of time before you actually have to heal necessarily. If you have way more than 5k, 4k HP, if you have like 8k HP, you still can tank some AoE here and there, because she's also gonna do some AoE. So, and some mono, like 1v1 attack. They don't hit as much because it doesn't debuff you, but at the same time you still need to be careful. So throw a heal or a sturdiness here and there to mitigate, especially the nuke, but having it up once in a while is pretty good. This Utu is going to be really easy once we get 6 because of his innate debuffs, but that's something that we shouldn't talk about now, because 6 by the time we get 6 we probably have like cracked accounts anyway. So what I'm running on Pickles, but you can use on Necrologist as well, is the Voyager card, which makes it the ultimate go plus 1 round. So it's the buff lingers for 1 extra rounds. And since they don't have, especially Pickles and Regulus as well, since they don't really act every round, you can use the Lasser's card to make them heal up a little bit. So if they get targeted by the nuke, you heal back 1000 HP-ish, a little more. She's not gonna heal as much when you just get targeted by the random AoE and it's like 600, you're gonna heal for like 150, it's like okay. But still helps delaying when you have to heal, right? If you know what I mean. So I like Medicine Pocket because the ult heals as well while being an attack. So with that ult, you deal 1 stack of debuff on the boss and you heal, and you didn't use any card. So that's really good. I love Medicine. Medicine is really good. Sonetto for the buffs and the mitigation, and the cards used on them are this card that I don't know who this is. Is this Satsuki? I have no idea, because this is like some Chinese. It looks Chinese. I'm not sure. Is it Anna Lee or something? Maybe Anna Lee card, but there is a cat, so it throws me off. So this card is really good for characters that don't play, but sometimes you have to use their card and you would like the card to be high level, because I don't have another Apple card that would put the Apple card on Sonetto as well. This one gives you damage bonus, okay, sure. But the good part is after you use the ultimate, at the start of the next round, 2 random incantation gain +1 tier. And that's permanent. Same with this, every 2 rounds, the rightmost gets +1 star. So you're gonna end up with a lot of maxed out healing, maxed out debuffs. Still works with Sonetto. Now, Sonetto doesn't really use it too much, doesn't really make any difference if she has a bigger or a lesser attack. So this is kind of whatever on Sonetto. It basically that didn't have other cards that made sense, because Sonetto doesn't really have much. So for this encounter, I just used her to have like the more mitigation. So that way I didn't have to always heal and like, oh shit, bunker down, right? So you can use whatever you want, but this was my setup. Of course, you're gonna have some characters that are not like this. Maybe you don't have Melania. You can use whoever you want. They're still gonna deal a nuke. So what I did was this. I don't know. Other cards that you can use. Purion is really good. It gives you more AP as well every second round, and it gives you incantation limit. But in my opinion, this one, no, what is it? This one is a little better. The old new word, because it still gives you incantation limit +2. It's a 4-man for this boss, of course. It's a 4-man fight, so you still have 4 AP, and you don't need to have 5 AP. And instead of that buff, you get this one, which is like the mega nuke. So for a long fight, when you need to nuke a character quickly, it's pretty good, in my opinion. Even though Purion is good for other stages when it's like 3 characters only. That way you can get a lot of stuff going on. You can make some combos work. So I think that's it. Let's see. This is kind of whatever. It's okay. But I feel like others are more impactful. Especially this is my favorite one. Moxie limit +2. Moxie cost -2 for the ultimate. So it's like 3 top. 3 ult. 3 ult. 3 ult. Especially on Melania. Maybe if you're playing with Leilani in the team. Or anyone that gives Moxie. It's extremely good because it makes everybody reach the ultimate instantly. You don't have to use many cards. Which makes the fight easier to manage, because you're just spamming instantly ults, especially with Melania. If you have Melania, this is a banger, because with the Moxie stealing on the kick, you're gonna have basically almost ult every turn, which is really good. This character is this card is okay, but it's like Moxie +5. You could do this with some if you want to burst down something, but you might have to run like 3 DPS or something and just nuke a character. There's a lot of fun stuff to do, so like try to experiment a little bit. But this was a video so how I cleared it, and I think this is like situation proof. So anything you have would work with that combo, I feel like. Let me know if you have another combo that you would like to use, that you did it with, right? And this was not like a global video. This was like, I did it this way. This is like a tiny guide on how I did it. If you like the video, leave a like. If you have anything to ask, or maybe you're still struggling, or maybe you have a different account set up and you want help, let me know in the comments or let me know on stream. I'm gonna reply you on stream, but I don't know if I'm gonna reply you on YouTube, because I miss comments here always, because YouTube doesn't always tell me, oh, there's a new comment. It tells me like, oh, there's 5 activities and there's like 50 comments. I don't see them all. So if you wanna comment something on YouTube, maybe someone else will reply to you, and if you're lucky, maybe I will. Otherwise, if you actually want me to reply, then come on stream, because that's the easiest way to reach me, to actually make me answer some questions. So thank you for watching. See you next time.